Hello and welcome to the Every Other Saturday podcast YouTube channel for a match reaction to Malmo 2, Rangers 1 over in Sweden last night, the Champions League qualifier. Champions League campaign underway for us anyway, and we're here to give our reaction, not instant, but here to give somewhat a reaction to the game anyway. And as always, if you'd like to subscribe to the channel, it'd be much appreciated. So going into this one then, the squad was a bit thin. Going into it, a lot of suspensions, few players injured. Hadji obviously made the team, but wasn't enough to come on the park. Morelos obviously still training in the car park. And yeah, you've got, as I said, quite a light squad. And then there's a rule with the Champions League if you need to have homegrown players and stuff like that. So there's a lot of youngsters on the bench, which not ideal, but the 11 out there was strong enough. Ended up not being strong enough to get a result. Yeah, well, a positive result anyway. I still think we've done all right, coming away with 2-1 for that. But what was your thoughts? We'll start with the first half then. What was your thoughts on that?
The first half was a positive. I thought, obviously, some of the lads that came in, Harlander and Barisic, didn't think they were ready for the game, to be honest. I thought Calvin Bassey probably should have played. I thought Cedric did well. Scott was doing well as well. Scott Wright did well. But that midfield three just didn't seem to work. Scott Arfield I thought he was woeful last night, to be honest. I didn't think he was any good. I think he was up to it. And then obviously, you've got Connor Goldson and Tav. Probably one of their worst games, to be honest, since
in a long time, I know.
Long time, man.
Aye, it was the first half we struggled to get into the game at the first sort of 15-20 minutes, slack passing. I felt like the occasion maybe got to us a wee bit. Obviously, it's hard. They've got 6,000 odd fans and you've got none. I can understand that part of it, but there was still a good enough team out there to be able to go and get a job done. We just didn't start the game very well, and we struggled to create much by way of like proper goal scoring opportunities. We started to grow into it a bit, 25, 30 minutes. Eaton, I remember he had one ball over the top. Kent was trying, but he just couldn't beat a man at times. He's always a spark though. Like when you get the ball to him, you feel like something's going to happen. But it wasn't his best game last night. Scott Wright was constantly as well. I thought on the side as well. I thought he'd done himself no harm, especially for the weekend as well. He sort of carried that over again. Thought he'd done all right. The midfield three, as you say, too similar, the three of them. Lundstrom, I've seen he's had a lot of criticism on Twitter about his performance last night. Can understand to a degree. Him and Arfield were a bit. I don't know. I just don't think Arfield's at the level anymore. Like, no. I'm going to say that. I just feel like we should have better players on our disposal for these kind of games, and it's clear that we missed like your Kamara, Aribo in the middle of the park. Like, if you had Aribo in place of maybe Arfield, it would have been better going forward. It's three of them are just too similar. And the defence was really poor last night as well. That's what I thought. Like Goldson probably had one of his worst games I've seen, as you said, in a couple of seasons. Tavernier was poor. He was all right going forward at times in the first half, but it wasn't great. Barisic and Hollander, as I say, I felt they were definitely rushed into it, rushed back into a Champions League game. He didn't want to risk players like Bassey and stuff like that. But I don't know. I was disappointed with the way the team sort of played last night. I can understand Malmo have had 10, 15 games maybe their season, so they'll be fresh. But we should have been preparing for this sort of situation to happen, especially with the thinner squad and stuff like that. And then moment of madness in the start of the second half, we came back out. We played all right in the first half, and you're thinking, right, go and be more positive with the ball, take more risks, and then we ended up the 48th minute, we're 2-0 down. Like, what's your thoughts on the two goals?
Just shocking, really, man. Just shocking that pass for Tav and then Connor Goldson for the second one with his back turn. Like, he needs to turn and face him, man. That's another thing as well. I seen a lot of like cop-out defending last night. I hate that with modern football. It's a lot of, I'm just going to stand in front of him, and it makes it look I'm doing something. Go in, put a tackle in, do something. And then for the first one and all, I mean, Arfield has to cover for Barisic. I don't know where Barisic went. Did he go and get a chicken sandwich or something? Where did he go? But nah, as I said, defending last night was woeful. I probably would have. I'd have played Passy. I don't know why he didn't just play him. I think he rushed the two of them into it. I think they needed the kind of games coming up, the Dundees and maybe the cup game as well would have been a great thing for Barisic and that to get minutes. But defensively last night we're all over the place. As you say, Ryan Kent was trying. There was some moments with him. Cedric could have done maybe a wee bit better. He was good at holding the ball up. Scott Arfield, Scott Wright did really well, I thought, as well last night. But defensively, mate, it was shocking.
Aye, defensively, the two goals. The first one, as you say, Barisic should be going out to the man. You've got Tavernier who's filling in for, I think it's Hollander at centre half, because he's in the middle of the box, and you're literally seeing the player free at the back post. You're like, right, they're going to try and get the ball to him. It's a goal, and I seen it happening for a mile away. The defending was really poor for that goal. Something Steven Gerrard won't take lightly anyway. He's really tried to make this a solid unit, and that's a really poor goal for us to lose. And then by that point, we're rattled. Then we've lost one. We're down 1-0. Can't keep the ball. Tavernier gives it away. And then Goldson just tries to kick it away. It's just one of the things that happen, unfortunately. Mistake for him, goes in off the post. You're 2-0 down. I genuinely at that point I couldn't believe what I was watching. I was like, right, where do we go now? Like, because 10-15 minutes after that, but we were still rattled. We still couldn't really get anything going. We were still, I don't know if the team was scared to take any risks or something like that. Itten then comes off. Fashion Sakala comes on, brightens it up a lot. He's got that direct pace. He's got that in his locker, which I feel that at a time like that, 2-0 down, try to grab a goal, probably better to bring him on, and you'll get more of a chance of scoring anyway. It looked a lot better with him on the park anyway. Still the same sort of Lundstrom. Arfield didn't really grow into the game that much for me. But
no, that was a disappointing thing. I was looking for Hadji to come on. I was looking for you need that maybe a wee bit of brilliance for that young man. And when Sakala came on, I thought he did well. But then as soon as Cedric goes off, we start wanting the ball in the box, and I'm thinking, where's that been for the rest of the game? I don't know. Is this a prank or something that they're doing on this guy? Well, every time he goes off, we just start wanting the ball in. Big man should be getting his head on the ball. I keep saying it, but I thought second half was just we weren't in it very well. Let's be honest. It was. I mean, it took Devo to get I thought a great strike off and great goal. Obviously the away goals and that don't count now. But hopefully just next league we're at it. We're right at it. We've got to be. And with the home fans, I'm sure the place will be rotten, and hopefully we can go through it.
Well, it's 85 minutes. Like, for that 10 minutes, it was our best period of the game. We were pinning them back, couldn't get them out their own half, and which unfortunate. Looking back at the game now, is they only had 2 shots and they scored the both of them. And at this level, that's kind of what you're dealing with. Like, the teams will take their chances if you give them to them, which is something we need to iron out for next week, definitely. But 80 to the end of the game, 80 minutes to the end of the game, we were really good in terms of we were pinning them back. It was just a matter of time, I felt, before we get a goal. I didn't think it was coming 95th minute. I didn't think it would come for Stephen Davis either. But it's the reality. He gets a goal that's potentially massive for us going into next week now. A smaller deficit to come back for now. Still half time, of course. So that's why I'm not going to be too critical on what's happened last night. Still, as you say, all to play for. Ibrox. I've seen some things on Twitter for the government that they said they might not turn down full capacity stadiums, so it could be rotten on Tuesday. Big news for that. So I'm looking forward to it. Davis, he's provided a big moment in the last sort of dying moments of the game.
Yeah, definitely, mate. But what I would say as well for the so as you say, the second half of the tie is test goalkeeper. For me, the goalkeeper just he didn't look anything special. That's why I'm saying have the shots outside the box, do something. I would have honestly, I brought Hadji on. I really feel like the guy could have added a lot last night, especially in the second half when the midfield. It was just the same. They're all kind of similar players for me, Devo, Lundstrom and Arfield. I agree with you. I don't think Arfield's at it now. I don't know if he could cope with it. Look at the midfield we've got, man. You've got Glenn, you've got Aribo, you've got all these players now. I just don't feel Arfield. All right, maybe a couple of seasons ago and that, it was a fantastic signing and he's done really well in the shirt and the jersey, but I think maybe time it might be move you on.
Exactly. I don't know, man. I think it's because since that injury last season, I feel like he's just never
Definitely.
recovered for that. But then Arfield always tends to take maybe 5 games to get up to speed for the season, because we've seen what it was like last season when Aribo went out the team, Arfield came in it. Like literally for then on, Arfield was goals galore. So he's still capable of it, but now with him getting older, he's got that big injury last year to come back for. I don't know if he's going to be a sort of permanent fixture in the side anymore. I don't know. And I feel like we should be maybe looking at other options for Champions League anyway, because we're going to the qualities and they're going to need to go up now. But I'm looking forward to next week anyway. Davis has got a big goal for us, so.
Definitely. Something that I've been thinking about always with the midfield as well is you're not even thinking about Ryan Jack. Like,
no, it's still to come back as well.
One that's injury prone, no?
Nah, definitely. But Ryan Jack still to come back, stuff like that. I won't be too critical again. If the whole team just weren't at it last night, not just one player, but I felt the midfield was poor last night. Offered them far too much in the middle of the park, but I still feel Malmo beatable team at Ibrox with a full house, and I'm looking forward to it. But Dundee United to take care of first at the weekend, and then we can start thinking about that game again. But what would you do going into now Dundee United? What would you do for the team? Obviously, we've done the podcast. Was that yesterday? So 2 days ago. So what would you do?
See, I wouldn't change. I don't think you would change the defence in a real way. You would maybe bring Balogun in for Hollander, but even at that,
Balogun's back now for the game next week. So
is he back? Well, even when you're thinking about that, he's probably going to want to play Hollander in this Champions League tie, so you're probably just going to have to play him and Barisic just to get him more game time. I'd make changes in the middle of the park, as I say.
Surely Kamara's got to come back in now.
Surely he's got to come back in. He'd have bossed that game last night. He'd have been all over that game. And it's a shame that we're going to miss Kemal for as many games we're going to miss him in the Champions League. I
think we might see at the weekend anyway. We'll see definitely Kamara coming back in. Obviously, can he play? I think Roof might even get a start as well due to him not being able to play. Aribo, we need to see what the situation is with him, how bad his sort of injury will be.
I was going to say, mate, what about my man that's running about the car parks? He's getting ready. Like the Ultimate Warrior, he's ready to make that run back in.
I know. Is he going to be available Saturday? Surely available next Tuesday. I seen a perfect tweet. It was like, I don't care if he's done his pre-season training in the Premier Inn car park, get him back for Tuesday. And that's what I agree with there. Definitely get him back Tuesday, because he's only going to help us going forward. It's the thing for me is, like we had in Sakala, you can't put that much pressure on to maybe Alfredo Morelos in these games. Like it's such a big thing to take under their belt. But
the head of the table's coming back, mate. This guy's going to come back and he'll do the business.
Let's hope
car park. Everything's going. I want to see him out in the car park with a kettlebell, picking up bins. Let me see him squatting with bins on his back.
I know. I hope so. I hope it's a positive result at the weekend, and then looking forward to Tuesday anyway. But that's the reaction to last night's game. If you liked it, like the video on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, listen to our podcast that we put out on Monday. We talked about this game, and then we'll be back at the weekend, maybe with our reaction to the Dundee United game, then a podcast again next week covering the next week of Rangers. So cheers, and we'll see you later.